The 49ers have issues at receiver. Brandon Aiyuk, it's confirmed he's got a torn ACL with MCL involvement. He'll be out for the rest of the year. That injury happened on Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. And then early in the game, Deebo Samuel exited. He didn't have a catch. He had an illness. Players have illnesses from time to time. It turns out that Samuel is hospitalized with pneumonia. And I know how hard it is to get admitted to a hospital. When you're a professional athlete, finely tuned body, as healthy as you can possibly be, if you're sick enough to be admitted to a hospital with fluid in your lungs because you have pneumonia, you're sick. I mean, I saw that last night and I thought, I hope Deebo Samuel's okay, because they don't like to put you in the hospital. Mm-hmm. They like to tell you to go home and take this and come back in 12 hours or whatever. So that's a scary situation for Samuel, and hope he gets out soon, because that means they will have cured whatever this illness is that caused him to develop fluid in his lungs.
Mike, you're 100% right, and especially because there's so many resources right at the facility. If you need an IV, if you need different things, they have a whole room set up. The doctor comes in. They would much rather try to treat you right in the facility, in the room, in the exam room that they have there, rather than say, hey, let's go into a hospital and go through that. So I agree with you 100%. When a player is admitted into the hospital, you know it's serious. And it's also a reminder, like, these guys are human. And you saw Deebo try to get out there and play. He played a few snaps, made a tackle on an interception. And it reminds you just the toughness some of these guys have to go out there and try to put it all on the line and play a game, and then later get admitted into a hospital with fluid in your lungs. Like, how did you even go through warm-ups or anything like that to get on the field and be ready to play? So credit to him and his toughness, but you hope everything works out. And just another tough break for the whole, obviously for Brandon Aiyuk and what he'll have to go through rehabbing. But this whole Brandon Aiyuk and the 49ers, just this season, I think it's tough when it comes to an end this way, with the whole offseason and how that, kind of came about. And then he comes back. He's not having the best year, a couple drops, never really got on the same page with Brock Purdy. So to just kind of have to see him go through this, and now you're going to battle rehabbing and coming back with everything, I think it'll obviously be a spark for him and what he needs to do to get back on the field. But also another reminder of why it is so important for these players to secure their contracts and get the new contract and do what you have to do to get paid. Because the thing Gerard Mayo used to always tell me when we were playing, 100% injury rate. You play this game, you're going to get hurt. How serious of an injury you get, we'll never know that. But here, a serious injury for a guy who got paid before the season started, did what he had to do to get paid. And then a guy like Chris Godwin who gets hurt, and then he'll be a free agent this March. So you see these situations, it's always tough, but I love to see when a guy gets paid for the first time, that at least he got paid out of the way and doesn't have to deal with, being hurt, not knowing what's going to happen next for you.
And that's an excellent point. And that's a message to all those folks out there who want to say, honor your contract. When a guy's in a fifth-year option, he's played well enough to earn a new contract, and the team is squatting on him because the CBA lets them do it. The fact that Aiyuk held out, the fact that he held firm, and he replaced the $14 million and change he was due to make this year with a long-term deal that has multiple years of security, that ended up being brilliant, because if he hadn't done it, Devin, he'd be SOL right now. He'd be heading toward free agency in less than 6 months, less than 5 months, with, at best, a one-year deal. Mm-hmm. You got to come in and prove you're healthy. Coming off a torn ACL, you got to prove you're healthy. He wasn't going to get anything close to what he got. And now, if you're a 49ers fan, you're probably thinking, well, we never should have signed him. Now we got to pay him all this money. Well, look, that's how it goes. Somebody's got to carry the risk of injury. The player carries it early in his career, and then the team carries it once the player has played at a level that he has earned the right/privilege for the team to carry the injury risk. That's exactly what the 49ers are doing now, and it wouldn't have happened if Aiyuk had just honored his contract. That's not what it's about. It's about getting what's yours and getting what you've earned. And the fact that he got injured underscores how important it is for him and others in that situation to draw the line. You know, Micah Parsons, he's going to try to play this weekend. No! Don't play until you're 100% because you're carrying all the injury risk. $3 million? Are you kidding me? And I mention that because the Cowboys and the 49ers play this weekend. But, you know, it drives me crazy because, and I don't know that the league engineered this. I just think it's the circumstance, Devin. But the fans line up behind the billionaires, behind the laundry. We root for the team. And anybody who wants what they're entitled to is making it harder for the team to stay together. So we're mad at you for trying to get more. And I wish more people understood that, you know, like you were saying with Deebo, you guys are human. They're putting their lives on the line. And that sounds like an exaggeration. I mean, fortunately, it is a little bit. They're putting their long-term and short-term health interests on the line at a minimum. When you have played at a level where you deserve it, you do whatever you have to do to go get it.
And it's a reminder to people that it's not only in the player's best interest to get these contracts done if you want to keep that player there. It's also in the team's interest. We talked about it the whole time leading into the season of how disruptive it is for a player and a team to have a guy not participating in training camp and not doing this and not doing that. And we've always talked about how when you don't get to do your normal routine of how the injury risk goes way up because you're not able to go through training camp and do those things. And now with Aiyuk's situation, the way he got hit on that play, I don't know if training camp or anything would have stopped this injury from happening. But it's just a reminder of it's not just the player. If the team wants to have the best season that they want to have, they can get these contracts done. We saw that as you said it. We got Dallas and San Fran this week on Sunday Night Football. Dallas had an opportunity to sign Dak Prescott and rework his deal and fix that. They had a chance to sign CeeDee Lamb early on and get that done. The team decided not to. So it's not just the player's role in getting this thing done and doing what you have to do. The team could help these situations out. And I think that's the way that I always try to look at it. It's two sides that need to come together. The beginning of it is, hey, as a player, I tell the other side, I want to be here. I know that's how all my contract negotiations with New England went. Hey, coach, I want to be here. Like, this is me telling you I want to be here. And the other side, once they say, hey, we want you here, let's work out a deal and let's get it done, instead of two sides staying opposite ends, saying they want to be here, but not actually working to get it done. What do they say? It takes two to tango. You got to tango and get it done.
Well, and the one benefit for the Cowboys in dragging their feet with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons decided to wait his turn. Bad for Parsons, good for the Cowboys because he's playing, a defensive position where there's a lot of contact, there's a lot of injury risk, and he's got the high ankle sprain, and he feels compelled to come back to try to help a team that, is kind of lost right now find their way. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.